welcome back, guys. With this being our first official episode of this whole thing, the first thing we're obviously going to talk about is Wonder Woman 1984. Sure, that came out during Christmas Day, but we all have a lot of our own opinions. I'm pretty sure we all have different views on what we think of the movie. But start things off. I don't know who wants to start. Who has their thoughts on this whole film? I guess we'll go with Steve then. Or
all right. Well, I guess if you want to go with me, I was not happy with it.
Really?
First off, I'm going to say that Gal Gadot does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
With this role.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in that role.
Yeah.
Even Kristen Wiig, I don't know how you say her last name.
Wiig.
She actually, I thought was decent in her role as well. I think overall, the script just failed them in this movie.
Dang.
Like it. I don't know. For one, Cheetah, the character of Cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Wonder Woman's best villain, right?
Yeah.
Most iconic, what follows her around the most.
Yeah.
So they introduced Cheetah to have her get her powers in the last 25 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then lose her powers 10 minutes later. Kind of pointless. Like I don't get the point of that.
That's actually one of my issues with that too, because it's like she's, in terms of comic book villain, she's like a big deal when it comes to Wonder Woman.
I don't see why you wouldn't keep her around.
Yeah. And the funny thing with that was that I saw on Twitter, Patty Jenkins, the director, someone asked her about that. Like, is that literally it for that character? And she just gave like a little like, who knows? But I feel like, who knows? The wish is gone. The Rock thing is gone. So
So speaking of the wish thing, what a contrived way to force Steve Trevor back into the movie. Like that still, they didn't even explain that like completely right on why he was in another guy's body. Like,
yeah.
That whole thing was, I don't know. That was kind of forced to me.
Yeah.
I thought there was only one good action scene, and that was like just a decent action scene. That highway chase thing there. Which again was forced. They're just like, oh wait, there's Maxwell Lord driving by us now.
Yeah.
All right, start the shooting.
Yeah. It was just like,
how much money did we pay for this movie? We haven't had any action scenes yet. All right, he's gonna drive by them.
Yeah.
And then look, the ending of the movie. Wonder Woman pretty much saves. Oh, okay. First of all, before I even start on that, the fighter jet that she turns invisible, okay, just introduce that out of nowhere. Now she can turn things invisible. We already know about that.
Yeah.
To the outside comic book viewers, like who don't really know that, they're like, the fuck just happened, bro?
Right?
Like, explain that.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. We're excited. We're like, oh, dude, the invisible plane, like that's it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with the armor. It's just I found it, and now it's sitting in the corner of my secret office inside my apartment.
Yeah.
It's like, that's badass. Like, I'm a Super Marvel guy, so I don't, when people say I like DC, I'm going to take your lunch money. I don't give a fuck about DC. So I don't know shit about the DC universe as much as probably I should.
Yeah.
But, like, that armor to me is probably the most, besides a couple, I guess besides some Batman equipment, that's probably the sickest armor out there. And it's just like, there it is, wrapped up in tissue paper in the corner.
Yeah.
And the history is 18-second film of the girl just getting stabbed to death. That's all.
Yeah. The thing is that with the way they were advertising this movie for the past year, because it kept getting delayed and stuff, that was like the big like poster, the big action figure for DC and everything, her in that armor. And I thought there would have been a much more like, I don't know, a much more bigger deal than, oh, it's in my office. Oh, I'm just gonna wear it.
Like we couldn't have gotten the scene of her going to get the armor. Like at least
I feel like they could have broke this movie in half and gave you way more details and came out with a third movie just about the second half of this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And dude, the end of the movie. This is what I mean by the script fails them.
Okay.
Wonder Woman essentially saves the day
by
convincing everybody at the same time to wish for a better world.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was
That whole ending. I was just, dude. I like. My face was in my palms. I was like cringing at it. And I'm like, come on, man. You can't have you spent like at least $100 million on this movie, probably something like that.
Yeah.
With the advertising and all everything. I mean, shit, probably just in the budget with the actors, you probably hit close to fucking 100.
Yeah.
So, but my question
you couldn't
is,
get a better ending in your script. Like, come on.
well, to me, it just opened up more questions the way they ended it. So everyone renounces their wish, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn my phone on.
Yeah.
So everyone renounces their wish. Does that mean the stone reappears somewhere?
Oh.
And this is going to happen again at some point in time? If you renounce your wish, does it reincarnate itself or whatever?
I mean,
I'm not sure. I didn't think about that.
I mean, not if anyone at DC listens to this episode, they're gonna be like, "Well, now it does."
Yeah. Like, now we have a good way to bring Shia back.
I don't know if they thought that far into it, Tyler. To be honest.
Yeah.
But because I don't know the Witchstone from the comics, to be honest.
Yeah.
We just created a giant wet dream from Wonder Woman. That's all you did. It's a giant wet dream. Like, it's not reality. It's a wet dream. Everyone we get back to normal. It's fine.
Yeah.
It was just a bad nightmare. Going
off with like Steve was saying about the script, and I think you even mentioned this right now, Tyler. Like, one of my issues with this film is that the movie is like 2.5 hours long, and you could literally cut 30 minutes out of this movie, and it would have probably made it a little bit better, in my opinion. But...
like that whole unnecessary flying through the fireworks.
Oh yeah,
which was cool at first, but then it just dragged on for too long, and you're like, all right, let's get.
Yeah.
Weren't you guys doing something rather important right now?
Yeah.
In my opinion, that sumbitch is not flying that far. There's no way that thing's flying all the way over to where they were.
That high either. And dude, it's just fully fueled, sitting right there for them. Easy to get in. Keys are there. Bang.
Yeah, we're taking the jet. We're taking the jet.
Yeah.
And that
I don't think it can fly to Egypt. I don't.
Maybe I need to rewatch the movie because I got confused how they got in because she had like her own like ID pass and stuff. But I'm all like,
what was that?
Exactly.
Because she have an ID
that's
pass?
Part of her natural history work thing.
But even then, like, okay, if it's natural history, I get it. But obviously planes are part of history too. If they're antiques and stuff, but that jet looks something brand new from the 80s. So I'm just like,
dude, a fully fueled, state of the art fighter jet.
But
she just has access to because she's a historian.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing though.
I gotta be a historian, dude.
That could be a Vietnam era plane. I mean, we were flying those things in Vietnam, so
true.
I mean,
but it's set in 84, so I guess for that time period, it's probably only a 10-year plane. If I had to go.
Yeah. So,
but
it's not really natural history yet.
Yeah, but it's still. Why does she have access to fully fueled military?
Because DC wrote the script and they said we can do what we want.
Oh my god!
Because someone wrote the script and DC was like, "Wait a minute, you didn't introduce the invisible plane."
Oh,
well,
here it is.
You're gonna have to do that.
Well, here's the thing, like stuff like that, like the invisible plane and her flying. I guess it's a very confusing thing because like if you're not a big Wonder Woman fan in terms of like her comic book lore or even like the animated DC films, stuff like that are going to be like totally
off the wall.
Yeah, you have to explain that in some way. Like I know about the invisible plane, but like, dude, like me and you know about it, Mark. We read a lot of fucking comic books.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of fucking comic book movies and animated shows. We're nerds.
I see, like we would get it, like all three of us would understand that. But so for me, with my experience, I watched this Christmas Day night with two of my friends, and they didn't know anything about the invisible jet. I had to explain it to them like, oh, well, it's a thing in the comics. It's even in the original 70s, 80s TV series. And then I think I've even seen memes about it like on Twitter where I forgot how like the template went, but it was just like like you explaining the movie in detail about why it's bad, but for some reason like your own mom has like an ace just saying like, oh, but it has an invisible plane, I remember that. And it's like, okay, I guess it's cool. Like I guess it's cool now because a plane comes out in the movie. I don't know. And
then I love how she just like remembers that. She's just like, oh shit, I forgot about radar. Like, oh,
it was so like.
That's a pretty important fucking part of your plan, man.
Right?
I thought, like Wonder Woman's supposed. Like, you can't have Wonder Woman having a dumb blonde moment like that in like the middle of an action scene just because you want them to do the invisible plane.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, the way I interpret it, I mean, maybe it's like I'm kind of giving answers to the movie, which because they never did. I'm assuming that maybe she thought they were able to take the plane without any problems, but so she didn't think about radar. But even me saying that sounds stupid because it's like, oh, you really thought no one's gonna know you're stealing a plane?
Yeah, like you thought you could just fly those things out of there?
Yeah, so it was just very like, I don't know.
Even in the control tower, the guys are like, oh shit, we got a plane. Oh god, there's a plane. What do we do?
Yeah.
There's a plane. Holy shit, someone's actually using a plane.
Oh my gosh. What do you call
the old man
they
looks
think
like,
we won't
I haven't used the headset in 10 years. How do I even tell the plane to get the hell off of it?
That's literally what oh my gosh. I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't think it's flawless. I think it has problems with the movie. There is problems with this film, but I do think it's like, it's one of the more acceptable DC films. Like I would prefer watching this than Suicide Squad or
at the end of the day, we were entertained. That's my thing. I was entertained with the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it.
Yeah.
But my thing is everyone's used to the Marvel universe where everything's intertwined in some type of aspect, from Captain America to Endgame, or from the miniseries itself all connects together, and then it goes to Endgame, and then it goes to Infinity War, and all these, what is it 20 some movies all linked together. That's not gonna happen in DC. It's just the miniseries might talk and end up together, but not the whole thing.
And I do think like this movie, it, like Tyler's saying, it shows the underlying problem for these DC movies. I don't know. They can't seem to get this universe like off the ground. Like,
you guys
they can't hit a sequel.
Well, even in the comic world, they reset what the comic series 2 times in 5 years or something like that.
They rebooted.
So I mean, it's even hard in the comic world. They really don't know what to do. So
no, I agree with that. Like, okay, so when it comes to the current slate of like the DC movies, I personally feel like after what had happened with Justice League and that whole mess that was going back in 2017, I feel like DC is starting to slowly get an idea of what they want to do. They want to do more standalone type movies and not interconnect stuff. And I understand that's Marvel's thing. But when it comes to DC, they want to do something like, well, we want to do our own route and see how it goes. On the other side of things, I personally like that it's not heavily connected to everything. Like, obviously, there's a part of me that was hoping for like some type of connection. Like when they said they were going to Egypt, I was all thinking like, oh, are they gonna make a reference to Hawkman? Because I know he's gonna come out in the Black Adam movie. Or I thought like, they were gonna make a reference to like another DC character, but they didn't. But it was fine because I kind of wanted.
Actually, would have been a great time
to
like at least introduce the idea.
Yeah.
Hawkman. You don't even, now that you say that, and now I'm like actually disappointed that they didn't.
Now you're disappointed in that.
Well, because like that's I get what you're saying, Mark. That like I do like that they're doing standalone movies, but you at a certain point you want to do another Justice League movie, right?
Yeah.
At a certain point, you want to connect all these characters back into one each other.
Yeah.
Back together.
Yeah.
And try to do it right this time.
Yeah.
And, maybe not have your director, flip out, leaving, saying that you ruined his movie.
Yeah, of course.
Getting another studio to pay him to pay even more money to release the thing a couple of years later.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't
you just have to. And Hawkman is again. That's something that he's not mainstream.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not a mainstream superhero character. You have to explain the character of Hawkman to the audience, and this would have been a cool way in the movie that everyone's seen to be like, oh, okay, well, by the way, there's these Hawk people.
Yeah. There's like little things like that, like when they were going through the history about the stone or something, or I thought they were going to mention that in the book when they were looking about like what happened to civilizations when they all had the stone. There's like there is little things like that they could have done, but I think, like I said, Patty Jenkins or DC or I don't know who's in charge, they really wanted to like focus this to be its own thing. It's a give or take, I mean, that's why we're having a new Batman movie that's not even like Ben Affleck, and now we're actually having another Batman movie with Ben Affleck. So it's like they don't even know what they want.
Don't get me started on that.
Oh snap! Oh yeah, he's from Boston. Okay, sorry, I'm all.
I know. Actually, I liked. So I'm going to say this: when Ben Affleck was signed on to play Batman, I was pissed. Dang. I liked the guy. I was pissed. I thought he was going to suck. I didn't think he deserved to do it until he apologized to me for Daredevil. And to be honest, he wasn't that bad as the role. If you look at his Batman as Frank Miller's Batman. Yeah. And I think Ben Affleck nailed that. Yeah. But now, like, I'm just worried now that they're going with the Robert Pattinson there, that they're going to do the old origin story again. And we're going to have to do at least one scene where we go down Crime Alley. So it's most ironically named alley in the history of the world. And watch his parents get killed, because somewhere they're assuming that somewhere out there's actually somebody who doesn't know the origin of Batman.
Yeah.
They'll explain that to us.
Yeah. There's savages out there.
They'll explain that to us every goddamn time they make a Batman movie. But they won't explain why Wonder Woman can make a plane invisible.
Yeah. I thought that
was... what is this logic?
It's definitely like it's definitely one of those things that, like, when it comes to this movie, other than like the standalone stuff, sometimes they take time to explain things. Obviously, you want to get stuff explained about like what is this stone or who are these villains, all that stuff. But then other stuff, it's like knowledge that you would have to know as a comic book reader or as an old school a fan of the character, and it kind of goes back and forth, and it confused me. Like another scene, just to put another example, like the flying scene. Even my friends were like, "Oh, she flies," and I'm like, "Yeah, she does." So I'm not saying you have to go in with that knowledge, like, oh, like of course Wonder Woman flies or whatever, but the way they approached it was like, oh, she flies now, and they didn't give any explanation other than the emotional reason, like, oh, because flying reminds her of Trevor, therefore she flies. And I'm like, great, but legitly, how is she flying? Because she never did this in the past 75 years. So now she's doing it now. Like, what is this? So it goes back. I think my issue with the film is that not only is it too long, but the information it gives you, it just goes back and forth. Either you have to know this stuff about the character, or they take time to explain it, but they explain the random crap that I don't even need to know. But
correct. Like in the very first 20 minutes of the movie, it's Diana when she's little and playing the games and how she cheats. Like just so you can know about the character that they showed the armor in the office.
Asteria? So that's the name of
it. Yeah. They hoist the trophy up, not the trophy, whatever. You know, I mean, it pops up at the end, and they have the medalist stand on top of it, and it's like, okay, cool. Now you explained why that, but then you just show her armor sitting in the corner of Diane's office.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take that 20 minutes and explain something else to
me? Yeah. No, I agree. Like, there's ways they could have approached this.
Or at least add 5 minutes to that explanation to tell me why she has the armor tucked away in her office. And why is it not in like a more secure location?
Yeah, like here's what I would have done to make this a little bit more streamlined and make a little bit more
Mark, what would you do as the director?
Okay, so the armor. Instead of it being just randomly in the office, the beginning of the film, they show people robbing the place, right? Yes. Wouldn't it have made sense that the black market robbery place had the stone and the suit? So that way, later on in the movie, when they're like, "Oh, we got all this stuff from the black market thing. Here's the stone, but we also have the suit," and it comes in, and it's like, "Oh wow," and it makes sense why it's in her office because they just brought it in.
I mean, that would have been better than what they did.
Yeah, it's like obviously we're not going to get the full on like history of what happened to the suit, but
where it's been.
Yeah.
Some period of time, that the black market had it.
Exactly.
Which makes more sense than I found it.
Yeah.
I just found it one day.
Taking a poop in the woods, came across it.
Yeah, I just strolled across it, stumbled upon it, and then was like, "Oh shit!"
in the woods, and I found this in the corner.
I was like, "Oh, wow! Would you look at that? That's ancient Demasterian armor."
Like, who would have thunk it? Who knew there was more stuff like this here? I don't know.
I'm just gonna leave that in my office.
And I thought it was Bigfoot the whole time.
Oh my god! Oh my god! But like little things like that.
Could have had the Finding Bigfoot guys find the armor for her. It would have been better than it just being tucked away in her office.
Yeah. On a personal level, that whole sequence didn't really bug me. It's just there in the office. But I guess, but for like everyone else, I felt like, hey, well, you have a sequence of events going on. Let's just tie it into that. The flying thing, I felt like that could have also been another aspect, like because she mentions randomly, oh, I can make this plane invisible, and I'm like, cool, why? And I kind of wish she kind of went into detail, like just a simple sentence saying that, like, well, since I'm the daughter of Zeus, there's certain abilities that I didn't know I could do. In some aspects, I could even fly, but I don't get it.
And Luke didn't even know she was the daughter of Zeus at all.
Yeah,
he's like, what? That's a thing. What? Where did that come from?
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did he see the first movie? Oh, I'm kidding. But actually, no, for real. Did he see the first movie or?
I have no idea if he's. I have no idea.
Oh wow. But it was just. And you know what? The thing is, even in this movie, they never even said that. They never go into detail about her, like being a daughter of Zeus or anything. Because I would assume, like, hey, bring that up, because even at least it's a piece of dialogue that could have been said.
Well, and it's also so because she says like, oh, it's something like that my father, like a trick my father knew or whatever.
Yeah.
She could even just be like, my father, Zeus.
Yeah.
Correct.
Had this trick. And then I'd be like, just quick reminder, like slap you in the head. Up. That's right. Your father's Zeus.
Yeah. Like the way the script is written, you could have had it where she says like, oh, well, my father Zeus knew how to do these abilities. And you could have had Steve be all like, what? Your father Zeus? Because in the first movie, he never got that information.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't even know that.
Yeah. Because at that point, he died and then he got the
Okay, so that is something that she needs to explain to Steve because as far as he knows, she was born, she just lives on an island full of women.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pretty much.
There's little things like that they could have just done.
By the way, my father is the only Greek god you've heard of. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just, I mean, to me, like these are technically plot holes, and because I feel like this is the type of information they should have just at least written in and stuff. It just, I don't know. I have other issues with this movie beyond like the story, but I guess I never got like Tyler. Did you have any, or is even on the screen? Oh,
Yeah, I'm back.
what
Okay.
issues did you have with the film personally, or I don't know if you had any?
I mean, not that. I guess, like I said before, I'm spoiled because in the Marvel universe, everything's connected. We went down that path already, so I guess I'm spoiled. And I'm a person about the details, and the details to me were very lackluster.
Yeah.
If you want to go that route.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
like
best
that
part
word.
of the I think the best part of the movie is when Diana steps out of the car in the white dress. And I feel like how she got introduced back with him could have been a little bit so he just got reincarnated into another body. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
But like, you have to know why he's here isn't forever. So just the time it took her to figure out that, oh no, this isn't gonna, it's a typical love story bullcrap thing. But I'm an action guy, and it was more of a love story after that, I feel like. But
and then like again, so he comes back to life, and so I know they do that whole like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed thing, whatever. And she's like, oh, but maybe I should go to work and find out why this stone like brought
Is
you
here.
back to life. And it's
Correct.
like, oh yeah, okay, that's important. We should do that. And then they spend, how long did they spend at her apartment with him trying on a bunch of different
80s
outfits just to wear an 80s tracksuit?
I mean, okay.
Just Paul does the same thing in the morning too, though. It's 2020 and he does it now.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's hilarious. That'd be funny. Like he just chimes in right now. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
What are you talking about, man?
Like, okay, so since I kind of like this film, so little scenes like that, I'm not saying like, hey, they're needed in the film, but the reason I enjoy it is like on multiple different reasons, but they're not like big, but like one, I like the fun they're trying to do. They're trying to make this like a fun 80s film since it's set in 1984. So I really liked the
I actually did like that whole scene was funny, but
in the gym.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty fun.
But and like even like him trying on like all the different outfits was it was kind of funny, but like they dragged it out for so long, and it was supposed to be on like an important part of the movie where like they need to go get this information. It's like, okay, I feel like they're wasting a lot of time for an ancient know-all warrior and a professional soldier to waste trying on outfits when they have important potentially life-changing world-changing things to figure out.
It's just, I mean, I think like, I don't know, I guess the way that dialogue when they were in bed could have been handled a bit better if they were just like, oh well, like the cliche girl stuff, like, oh, I want, let's spend the day together. I would have been like, okay, fine, sure, whatever. That's why they're having this long of a clothing montage, and the reason I thought that was fine is because that's an 80s trope, like, oh, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I get it. It's just, but it's just like I was saying, like, this movie is 2.5 hours long. 30 minutes could have been cut out. You could have that scene, but cut off like maybe like 30 seconds, or just get to the core of what's going on. Like, you can have fun, you can have all this stuff, but it just seemed like,
have him try on 2 or 3 outfits, not like like 7. Like
like I mean, at this point, like we as viewers, we're already accustomed to 80s media, like in current things like Stranger Things and such. So little stuff like that isn't gonna make us like oh, haha, that's funny. I liked it, but
you should know the movie's Wonder Woman 80s. What do you mean? Why do you, I know what the time scene's set in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
There is a shoot. I forgot where I was going with that, but I don't know, like there was one thing I did, because I'm trying to go with pros, because there's a lot of issues with this film, but the pros I can say about it is I did like the beginning, not the Amazon stuff, but I mean that sequence is cool, but
No, that whole overall thing is cool because it shows that Diana, even as a little girl, had great potential in becoming the Amazon she is. So that is cool to me.
Yeah.
It's just the idea that if the sole point of that, I already know Diana's badass.
Yeah.
I already know that.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to set that up to tell where the armor came from, that's a piss poor excuse.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's where I was at with that.
Yeah. The scene that I liked a lot was when she's at the mall and she's doing her like she's trying to stop the robbers and everything. The reason I enjoy it, and because a lot of people brought it up and it kind of clicked with me, like, oh yeah, it is, when I saw it, that it was very much like a Christopher Reeve, like Superman 1 or 2 scene. Like, like here's random robbers. I'm a superhero. I'm gonna have fun with this, and they're, like the way their dialogue is being a little bit goofy and stuff. Like it reminded me of a Christopher Reeve Superman film, and I thought, hey, this is kind of cool. This is different. It's not bad, but like I said, the main thing all around the film is like stuff drags, and it's kind of hard to take in the fun stuff with the bad.
I think the biggest detail though that I took from this is that we got to see Wonder Woman bleed her own blood. Like she was touchable at some point in time is a pretty cool detail in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I did actually enjoy that she was like, she wasn't invincible.
Yeah.
But like that, I like your point there, Mark, about the random, I'm a superhero, here's a random event, and like it similar to like Aquaman, even though it wasn't a random, I guess it was kind of a random submarine hijacking in the beginning.
Yeah.
With Black Manta and all, but like how he's even doing the one-liners and they're making that kind of funny. I like those scenes. I do. But,
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna keep saying this. The action scenes were a real letdown in this movie. For the first one to have such well done action scenes.
Yeah.
I thought they really did. Like that whole the World War I battle there when like the clock tower or whatever.
Yeah.
And she, the big landmark that she destroys with her shield.
Yeah.
To save the town, destroy the landmark. I just thought like you have a bigger budget. You're on the sequel.
Yeah.
Like if you were gonna go big in story, which they did.
Yeah.
Then you should have given more important detail.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And if you weren't going to do that, then you should have gone a little heavier on the action. Because I mean, really, what was there for action scenes? It was a 2.5 hour movie.
Well,
making planes invisible, flying through fireworks, partying it up.
I mean, there's like the fight with the Secret Service agents in the White House. That was all right. Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Cool.
There he is.
That's cool.
There he is. You got to bring him out every once in a while.
Oh yeah. Hey. Good luck.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, like I kind of got not just the 80s vibe with this film, but the reason like I kind of enjoyed it was, I guess by the time the movie was over, I kind of understood like what Patty Jenkins was going for. Obviously she's going to add in action scenes, and maybe she honestly, the scenes that she did have, she should have spent a little more time to make it more badass or more interesting, because the way her approach was this entire film was to make it more of a personal, deeper like story, like dealing with everyone's feelings and stuff, because you have Diane.
Okay, that's fine, but like you said, you could have spent more time on the action scenes.
Yeah. No, it's like it's because that's what was going on, is that she was focusing more on the personal stuff. Like I did like the aspect of Diana dealing with grief, even after the first film. It's been years and she's still dealing with it, and then so which makes the flying scene, at least to me, a lot more powerful, because it's like, oh man, like she's having to deal with like letting go with somebody finally. Like she actually got her goodbye, so to Steve, so that was nice. But beyond the personal stuff, I do think the action scenes were a little like, yeah, they were kind of bleh.
Lackluster.
Yeah.
Lackluster.
It was like lackluster, or the effects were really crap. That's my other issue with this film.
Yes, when she started running on the highway.
CGI was very
when she started running, I was like, why does this look that bad?
Oh god, like that scene. Okay, you do the running part, and it's like, that's bad. And then when she jumps off, like the truck flips and she jumps up, I'm like, okay, that looks good. And then you follow that up with like, oh, in the middle of the desert there's kids in the road. Like, okay, what is this? Like, it's so dumb.
Tatooine.
Oh my god. So little things like that really like bugged me, because it's like I know I just said that I like some of the campiness and stuff. But
it works. Okay, so hold on, not to cut you off. Why did the soldiers even like start shooting at them? Like, they just see that they're chasing them, and all the soldiers are just like, all right, this guy's behind us.
Yeah,
blow them away.
I don't know.
They don't know. They didn't know who Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor were in that little.
Yeah.
like,
because I know later on, like, Max kind of gives like the order, like, oh, stop them or whatever. But that's like after the fact, like after she just got in front of the car, like where to talk to him. So yeah, I agree. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna go guns ablazing to these random people, at least to them, random people. So that was very like, but no, like some scenes were really. Some scenes, like with the CGI, it wasn't that the CGI was god awful, but it felt like you could tell what's clearly green screen or not. And normally that's fine. I know that's Hollywood. You have to use a green screen and stuff. That's totally fine. But there is sometimes where you can make it seamless. The way she was running looked really bad. I know there's another sequence. There was another sequence that looked kind of like, and I just can't remember.
I think Cheetah at the end, I don't know. It just didn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I wish she should have been fully decked out when they were fighting in the White House, I feel like. Not at the end.
I can see what you're talking about. Like, I didn't mind her wearing, because I feel like at that point we're not going to see her in the Wonder Woman costume until the very ending of the film. It's it's whatever. But no, I get you. In terms of characters, since we brought her up, Cheetah, did anyone have any problems with her? Because I know, like, with Kristen Wiig being a comedic actor, this is kind of the first time of me seeing her like kind of being serious, and I actually really liked it. I really liked her approach.
No, I think she did good. Yeah, I think she did good. I just that was probably the most detailed about a character we've gotten, though. We kind of got how she is, let's say, unpopular, aka nerdy, to, oh, Diana's this beautiful woman, to, okay, this is how I got my powers, to, okay. But it was all, again, in 2.5 hours, she got it.
Yeah.
We discovered her, got it, lost it.
Yeah.
I don't think is she dead officially?
No, she was alive.
No, she's still alive,
either.
But like, she's just powerless, and that's my gripe.
I think that's where the stone comes into play, maybe again, or something.
I also, if you were gonna introduce Cheetah, why just for, like, why only give her that one fight scene?
Yeah.
With her, like, it's literally your best villain.
The way this film could have handled that whole situation is that, hey, if you're gonna bring her back and everything, I would have liked it if they had showed when Max said, oh, I renounce my wish, and then they show the stone. maybe they don't have to show the full stone, but maybe just one fragment was only saved.
Or the ring. Just show the ring and like some dust moving around it or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it could be like, oh, well, it's only, she could do only one wish. Well, then she could just do her like, oh, I wish to be back as the apex predator look, that I did. And they didn't, and I kind of wish they had just at least put an after credit scene of her getting the ring, and then doing that, and then for a future film, like, hey, she's back, it's fine.
Well, the cool thing about that whole stone was now it's tied to the gods. So, what god did it? So we never found out what god it come from, correct?
No, she said it. She said it was like it. Like it wasn't okay. Obviously, it's not Loki because that's totally different. Not the Marvel Loki, but the
God of Luck. Yeah.
God of Luck.
But yeah.
So we did get a little bit of information.
So it's a short little Irish guy.
Yeah. Kind of. I think so.
Yeah. That's gonna be the God of Luck.
In Boston, you can find this guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not wrong there. I'm kidding.
Yeah. No. Eddie Bar or Dunkin' Donuts.
Or Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my gosh. There is ways of like bringing this character back, but I do agree, like, hey, why introduce her and then she's only in it for like the very ending action sequence, and then leave a possibility that she'll never become that villain again. Because when it comes to DC villains, unlike Marvel has some bad ones for sure. But when it comes to like, they have a lot more good than bad. When it comes to DC, that's like the polar opposite, where I can only think
DC is loaded with villains.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. DC has a lot of good villains, but in terms of the recent DCEU like villain slot, there isn't really like villains that I could think of that I really enjoyed. I mean, there is some like Black Manta I like and Aquaman's brother, I forgot his name, or I'm trying to think of other films, or Black Mask and Birds of Prey. Like I enjoyed them, but then there's also a lot more bad ones, like the way Doomsday looked in Batman vs Superman, or
casting fucking Jesse Eisenberg turning Lex Luthor into a fucking Mark Zuckerberg on an acid trip.
Yeah, basically. Like I
coked out Mark Zuckerberg is what Lex Luthor is now.
Like it's you see, like,
don't worry, he shaved his head in jail.
Oh my god.
We got you.
It's see, it's stuff like that. Like some villains in the past haven't like been really that good. Like I don't give a crap about Steppenwolf in the Justice League movie. I don't really care about that witch lady in Suicide Squad, and it's all a mess. But then like the villain for Shazam.
Why was that the villain for Suicide Squad,
right?
Of all the fucking villains you could have? Oh, this is just turning into like Steve and Mark's DC rant fest.
Basically. Like it just what I'm trying to say with all of that is like there hasn't been that many good villains. This one, I personally like Max and Cheetah. I kind of wish they kind of left. I mean, obviously Max is done. Like he's just being, he's a good guy now. But when it comes to Cheetah, I kind of wish it was more like, hey, we're gonna do something with her, but they don't really. They just showed her like, oh, she's alive and that's it. And with the wish gone, does that mean her humanity is back? Like she's gonna be nice again? So it's all confusing. I'm very like.
Well, my thing with Max is you just turned over the whole world and it's over. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
No, I told that to one of my friends about it. Like when you think about it, he didn't really kill anybody. Everyone.
Oh god damn it! Come on, Mark.
Everyone's stupid in this movie in terms of like the logistics of stuff. They're gonna be like, well, they're not gonna be all like going to authorities where, oh, this dude made a wish and then blah blah blah. They're not gonna.
Yeah. Actually, what do they charge him with?
Exactly. They
wishful thinking.
Huh?
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
Maybe
that might be a crime.
I mean,
because wishful thinkers bother me. Like, how can you be optimistic in life? What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, it is kind of annoying. True. uh, um, like when I think about it, when it comes to him, like I don't think like he could get arrested and stuff. I mean, because when you think about it, the president allowed it, even though it was a wish. Like oh yeah, we're all.
The
So
president pardoned him.
Yeah. So it's fine.
He got a pardon, didn't he? Didn't he get a pardon?
Might as well. I think it was. Yeah.
I think he said I want full immunity.
Yeah. He did. Like,
yep. So that's it. He got immunity from the president. It's kind of like how I think it was, representative of how everyone else got their pardons nowadays from Trump.
Yeah. It's like basically.
I want immunity. It's done.
Yeah,
boom. You get a pardon. You get a pardon. You get a pardon. Everyone gets a pardon.
Oh my God. That's basically what happens in the White House with Trump. So it's totally.
Well, we're not supposed to go political.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, I was thinking that.
Sorry, I do that. I'm not supposed to, but I can't help it.
It's all good.
I can't resist. They made me off as I can't resist.
It was too easy.
Well, what do you guys think of? I keep forgetting his name, but the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, like him.
Pedro.
I can't I can't say his name right, and that's because I'm Hispanic. So I'm like, yeah, everyone says it. Everyone says it all white. Pedro Pascal.
It was good to see him in a different light, I guess.
Yeah.
He's normally getting told what to do, and he kind of told everyone what to do this time.
Yeah.
To me, though, I mean, it took me, like, when I first saw him, I'm like, I know who that is, but, like, I just saw you a couple weeks ago, and you didn't look like that. You know what I mean? He seems a little bit fluffier, I guess, in the cheeks and
yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean?
To his defense, like this movie has been delayed for like the longest time. Like it was
True.
supposed to come out. Yeah, it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out in 2019, and wait, it's been a whole year. So I think
through a pandemic.
Yeah. So between that and filming The Mandalorian, he probably lost weight or got fit or whatever. So, but
my thing is, I think the only reason why the movie did as good is because people know him as that. If it was the other way around, it probably wouldn't be that many people watching it. I don't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was thinking about that too, because like even like let's say if Wonder Woman 84 came out in 2019, it would. I mean, to me personally, like he's well known even back then, but now he's even more because everyone loves him in The Mandalorian. So having that kind of having season 2 already out and him being in the movie kind of helped everything.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems with him. I liked how I love the father-son dynamic he had with his kid. That was kind of like there was actually like some hey, here's a villain that you could actually care about because he's just a dad. My only shtick is that he and Kristen Wiig's character, Barbara, I'm tired of the cliche in superhero movies, in Iron Man 3 and Batman Returns and whatever. Hey, I'm a nerd and I'm upset and I'm gonna be the villain. That's all it is. And here you have two of them where it's like I'm a nerd and I'm pissed off and I'm the villain. I'm like, all right, cool, sure,
great, awesome, good.
So it's not that I don't like the characters. It's just I didn't like that you added two cliches to two different villains because I was expecting the Max character to be a god, like the way it was in the first film, where Ares was in disguise as one of the I forgot what it is, but he was in disguise as somebody, and I was expecting Max to be in disguise as another god, and the only reason he needed the stone is because the stone is the only thing that gives him power. But clearly that didn't happen in the movie. He's just a normal guy, which is fine. But it's fine. But you don't adding that cliche of I'm a nerd and stuff to two different characters totally didn't work for me. But I don't know. What did you think of him, Steve?
I like the roles. An old change of pace form. It was weird seeing him, like Tyler said, go from like the two opposite roles. And as much as, you know, he's always getting told what to do, and then this time around he was telling people what to do.
Yeah.
He wasn't the same like tough guy that he is in Mandalorian. So it did show a little bit of range for his acting. I liked him being in the role. Again, I just think that I think all the actors did a good job in this movie. I think the script failed them.
That's exactly, like, if I could say, like, because I'm trying to be a little bit more defensive with this film. I think like the hate that everyone gives it is legitimate. It's fine. I for one enjoyed parts of it, but I could see the faults. But the one thing I can say for sure is that the actors, like every character in this film, like they weren't bad at all. Like there was not one annoying bad person that I really didn't like. It just, the script was very, as you said, it failed them. It's very back and forth for a film that's 2.5 hours long. You would think like okay, you compare this to a different DC film. You go to like Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises. They're both 2.5 hour films. They take their time to develop these characters, the stories, the villain, all of that stuff. This film kind of does that, but it goes on, like, you know, it's just everywhere. Like, it's like you want to be goofy, you know.
Even Aquaman, which wasn't the most well done, but I did like it. Well, 2 hours, 20 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you get all this detail about Atlantis and how, like, the hierarchy works in the ocean.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of drawn out, pretty well done action scenes.
Yeah.
Introducing Black Manta.
Mm-hmm.
And you get Ivan Drago riding a giant crocodile into battle.
Yeah. It's a must need in that film, of course.
Yeah. Anytime you can get Ivan Drago on a giant crocodile, you put Ivan Drago on a giant crocodile.
Of course, yeah. I totally forgot that I was him in the movie. Like, when I saw it the first time, I was like, man, that guy looks so familiar. And then I think, like, I forgot about, and I remembered Rocky IV. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I just saw this guy riding like a sea animal and just being a badass for some reason. So it was really cool. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's for me, it's just the length of the film, some of the effects. Those are the issues I had with it. I like Gail Gadot's performance. I think that since you have a film, you have a film where she kind of knows this character and stuff. Because, like, when you go back to Batman vs Superman, she obviously, like, she doesn't know too much about the character herself because you're just throwing her into this world. Wonder Woman, the 2017 film, helped out. Justice League is a mess.
Yep.
But it's not her fault. It was like this whole mess with the studio, so it's not her fault at all. And so her coming in this film, it was like, oh, she knows who this character is. She knows how, like, who Diana is. I thought she was great. I thought her and Chris Pine were awesome. It's just it's just, like I said, the script is weird. You don't want to know. Actually, I never got to tell this part. So I kind of sort of didn't explain this on our group chat. So what had happened was, I technically, when I saw this film, I did not see the first 30-40 minutes of the film, because I saw it at my friend's house and I walked in while they were watching it, and my friend Fred was very, like, excited watching the film that I didn't want to tell him, like, hey, let's, I'm not going to tell him, hey, let's go back to the beginning, because that's bullshit. So when I was watching the film,
recording.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry.
No.
Keep going, guys.
No, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's like for the rest of the film, all I kept thinking about is, like, Steve, like, how is he back? And then obviously I put two together, like, oh, it's the stone, but I didn't know for the whole film that he was, like, in somebody's body. So when she says goodbye to him and she runs away, I was like, did you just leave him in the middle of this mob or something? Or is he gonna disappear? And then when I reached the ending of the film, like when they showed the guy, the dude who he was the dude that he was in, like the being possessing. I don't know who the hell that was. I was like, who the hell is this guy? Why is this
Random dude.
Yeah. So when I rewatched it Sunday, when I was like when we were planning to record it, I was like, okay, let me rewatch this film from the beginning to end, so everything can make sense. It clicked, and I felt like the biggest dumbass ever. I was like, oh my god, like, because obviously I missed out on a lot of things. So that to me that was just like, for 2 or 3 days I was just like, man, like, it's fine, I guess, the movie. But I don't know, like I can't really think of any faults than that. It's just the script really needed a little bit more polishing, or it needed like maybe like 20 minutes cut out and figure out which one's the more personal stuff that the story needed. There was something I did like in this film a lot, was how the after credits scene, when they showed Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, because I didn't like that she never showed up in the first Wonder Woman movie, but I like that she was actually Asteria, the one in the golden armor suit, because I like that we're hearing about this character throughout the whole film, from the beginning to the middle to the end. We don't know who she looks like, and that Linda Carter's been playing this character. And normally in a cameo role, excluding Stan Lee, because when he was around, you could put him in anything. It's awesome. But when you put a character in other films, like, hey, I played this role from from a previous thing, they just throw him in there, and it doesn't add anything to the plot. And so I just like that Linda
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
like Ghostbusters with the guys.
Yeah, like that. Like, I don't like when it's like, hey, you remember this person? Like, I don't like that crap. But the fact that they added Linda Carter to be like, oh, hey, you're playing a actual character in this movie, even though she doesn't do much. I thought that was really awesome. I kind of hope they could do more with that in the sequel, like maybe have her meet Diana, like, so I could be like, hey, there's someone that she could conversate to about missing the island and the people, the other Amazons. And that's your loose connection to the second film, other than maybe possibly bringing in Cheetah, but I don't know. But did you guys have any other issues or thoughts or anything with this film? I don't know if this ranks in your top 5 DC movies or anything. I don't.
No, I don't.
It's like one of them things. Like I said before, was I entertained for the 2.5 hours? Yes. Was the information provided great and exciting and put it on the edge of my seat? No. But would I watch it again? Yeah, I'll watch it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Netflix isn't coming out with any more originals that's any good anyway. So
since this is totally not obviously I guess because I gotten so used to doing Mandalorian reviews that I don't know how it's a movie. I tend to try to do in my video reviews is like a ranking system, or a rating. I guess from like, because I saw how Luke posted his thing. What is your guys from like 1 to 5, like in terms of rating? Like, do you give it like a 1 out of 5, or do you think it's amazing, or I don't know?
No, I mean, I'd give it. I'm right there with Luke. I mean, I'd give it a 3.5. I mean, they had the right actors in place. They had the right you know what I mean? Everything was right. Again, the script failed. The content was, like you said, you could have added content.
Yeah.
More relevant content, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And taken out the Jeffree Star sideshow runway strip you had.
Oh yeah.
And of changing scenes and the closing the scenes and all that. I mean, there was a lot you could have cut out that still would have made sense in the movie. It's like Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could cut out and it'd still be a good movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So, no, I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think I'd lean towards a 3 out of 5. I don't.
Yeah.
Because 2 or 1 is terrible, and it's not a terrible film by any means. It's just I think for me, the part of the reason I was so disappointed is because of the build up to it, the hype surrounding it, the push that they put on it. Like you have a better script next time you want to push a movie on me that much.
Yeah, for waiting almost 2 years, you really shouldn't get more than a 3.
Yeah,
considering the content you gave us.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, Cyberpunk put a better video game out in the time they freaking made Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
True. I give it, honestly, I give it the same exact rating. Because when I initially watched it, I gave it like out of 10. Like I give it 8 out of 10. In this case, it's like, I guess that would, the abbreviated version of that is like 3.5 out of 10 for me. But it's more, but it's a good solid like like action film. I mean, obviously we were just saying like some of the action scenes suck, but there is moments, at least personally, that was kind of badass. There is a lot of fun moments. There's a lot of cool characters. It's a fun comic book movie. And considering the fact that 2020 didn't have that many comic book movies, I kind of, I enjoyed it for what it was. I'll probably rewatch it a couple more times down the road, not like immediately. Yeah. But like, when the Snyder cut comes out, which hit me as well, like, oh my god, we should also review that as well. Because I kind of
I mean, honestly, I feel like we should review something almost bi-weekly at this rate.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, because after Mandalorian, I was kind of like, I didn't.
I mean, we are doing Cobra Kai reviews.
We are?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm down to do some Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're on a cliffhanger, Johnny.
Were we not going to do the Cobra Kai reviews, Mark? I need a platform to talk about Cobra Kai.
Oh, heck no.
I have no current platform to talk about Cobra Kai. And you know how much I love talking about Cobra Kai.
No, I'm down. I think with that review, we should because it comes out this Friday, actually, like the entire season 3 on Netflix.
What?
So, yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
Yeah.
It comes out. It's this Friday.
Yeah. They moved
this coming Friday.
Yeah. Yes.
Like Friday, 3 days from now.
I need to take a V-Day.
Yeah. I'm not lying. Like they really did. Like they showed.
Yo, I can probably watch the entire season in a day.
Yeah. No, like because they made a post about it on Christmas Day or the day before Christmas, showing can never say, I forgot his Willie or Williams Zepka.
Billy Zabka.
Yeah, like they made like a little funny video where it's a scene from season 2 where he's on his laptop and he's like, nah, he's like, whatever. And they showed that they changed the date to the 1st, January 1st. So it comes out this Friday. It's legit, dude. I'm pretty excited. So I guess with that one, once we're all like done with the entirety of season 3, which is I think it's only like 10 episodes. I'm down to.
Yeah, I'll be done with that by the end of Saturday night, the latest.
Damn. Oh,
they've been running 30-minute episodes, right?
Yeah, and I'm not working on Friday. It's a holiday.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Like I can just wake up, get stoned, watch Cobra Kai, eat some leftover Chinese food.
Damn, it actually sounds good. Yeah.
Watching Cobra Kai. Wow, this is gonna be a great New Year's.
Yeah.
It's starting off great.
Yeah, we're fucking kicking 2020 right out the door. Let's go 2021.
I know. I'm pretty excited because this Friday not only does like Cobra Kai season 3 come out. I just found out yesterday. And I know it's like totally not even safe, but I'm careful. They're re-releasing Alien, the original Alien movie in Cinemark, for like $5 for this weekend, and I'm like, I'm going to go see it with like a few of my friends, and so I'm pretty hyped because I'm a big Alien fan. So I'm like, hell yeah! So after I'm done with like half of Cobra Kai, I'm just gonna go watch the movie, and it's gonna be legit. So Cobra Kai, WandaVision, and then I guess if there's any movies in between all that, we'll just talk about it. But yeah, going back to the main thing, 3.5 out of 5. I enjoyed it. It's a fine comic book movie. I don't think there was anything. I didn't have any issues with it, but there is going to be issues when you watch this film, noticeably. Hopefully, they fix everything up in Wonder Woman 3, because Patty Jenkins did say that there's the only hint that she gave about what it would be about is that she puts only one word. She put justice, and so I'm assuming it has something to do with the Justice League sequel. So I'm excited about that they're going to add in like other heroes into the film. I guess that's it for our review for Wonder Woman 1984. Before I close out, starting with Tyler, where can people find you and your information and stuff?
Alrighty, everybody. You can find me on Twitter at cigarsareLife56, and we've been trying to do a podcast with Luke and Just Paul, the Blue Lot Boys College Football Picks. Hopefully we get something before the weekend so we can talk about all these bowl games. And then me, Paul, and Luke, we're actually going to plan first week of February. We're going to hit up Living My Best. Well, I don't know how it does it. Okay. LivingBestCigarLife.com. Hit the store up in Philadelphia. Maybe we'll go live, buy some stogies, do some reviews. I don't know. We're still kind of planning that out. With retail life, it's pretty tough to try to get away it's like a little over 5 hours from where I'm at. So I got to go up there from some other stuff too. So kind of 2 birds, 1 stone kind of deal. Yeah. But that's where you can catch me and the child.
Hey. Oh, that's really cool. No, I just like it totally, and that's because I wanted to bring out. I have what is it called from the Rise of Skywalker? Babu Freak, that little.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Luke showed me that picture. I forgot.
Like,
Did your package come yet, Mark? By the way.
No, well, not yet.
Okay.
So
I just shipped it out 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I get it.
Cool.
Like, give me a second. Wait, let me get it.
The Babu Freak's pretty cool. I'm jealous, actually. There
that is pretty cool, Babu Freak.
There he is.
So, yeah, my sister got me this for Christmas. I thought it was really awesome.
I saw those at my Target for 1 day, and they were all gone.
Really?
Yeah, I saw them at my Target for 1 day.
It's like I was actually like my sister kept hinting like, oh, this looks cool, this looks great whenever we went to Target, and I was like, yeah, it looks awesome. I ain't gonna pay money for it. Now I got it. Now I'm like, oh, it was a gift. My bad. Yeah. But anyway, going back to Steve, where can people find you and your @ and all the information?
You can find me at Rasner_Steven on Twitter. And I'm just gonna hijack Luke's usual line. Start some shit, talk some shit. Twitter's lawless anyways.
I swear, like I oh my god.
Copyright 2020.
Yeah,
2020 copyright.
I know. I was kind of hoping. I was waiting for him to come out through Tyler's saying like, "Hey, that's what I say," something like that. So, but yeah, I'll put everyone's @ links and all that stuff on my description. Well, whoever's watching this, you can already know where you can find me. You're on my YouTube channel. But anyway, so next time, the next review we'll be doing is obviously Cobra Kai. I guess I didn't think about that, so I'm actually really excited to talk about that.
Cobra Kai.
Dude, I need a.
Dude, I saw a kid in the place I work, quote unquote. He had a Cobra Kai full-on hoodie, like the straight up snake on it, black yellow sleeves, and he had a small red mohawk, and I was like, that is the most badass. This kid was probably 14 years old, and I'm like, that kid is gonna go somewhere in life.
Dude, if any of you guys are like wondering like anything you could get me like for late Christmas present or my birthday's coming up, dude, the red leather Cobra Kai jacket.
That's badass.
It's like $80 or something on it, and I would rock the shit out of the old school red leather Cobra Kai jacket.
Would you? Don't even tell
me
wear it to work? Would people actually know what the hell it is, Steve?
Huh?
When you wear it to work, would people actually know who you are, or think you're Fonzie?
I wouldn't wear that to a construction site.
Yeah. it's too good. It's too
True.
too good of a
I
jacket.
can't get that dirty.
Yeah.
True.
I wouldn't even eat in it.
No. But when Steve goes to like a bar or something, or goes to get grab some food, it would be a
he
great
just
jacket.
finds those Irish guys at the bar in Boston.
Yeah. But oh my god, no, actually that would be badass. No, I've been trying to get like Cobra Kai stuff. The only thing I got is the socks that I found at Spirit Halloween. But
I could get the Cobra Kai gi and just use it as pajamas.
Ooh.
that would be cool. That would be pretty badass. I was trying to find a the what do you call it? That thing that they wear, the bandana.
Oh yeah, the headband.
Yeah.
And the one in what do you call it? The Spirit Halloween where I'm at, they sold out, and all they had was freaking the stupid Karate Kid one. I was like, hell no, I'm gonna pay.
Well, when I think of headband, I think the Foot Clan. So that's pretty hard for me to buy the headband.
Right. But I guess I'll just close out from here. Thanks, guys, for watching our review for Wonder Woman 1984. We'll come back for more movie and TV show stuff or any other topics. By then, we will have a Twitter account, so we'll post information for future reviews that we'll talk about. But yeah, thanks again for listening to us and talking about Wonder Woman and just Cobra Kai and being hyped about that. Until next time, later.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.